Here we go. Here we go. So I don't step on the wire. Good morning to you. I hope you all have a good sleep last night and didn't drink too much. But it is Sunday. We are just before the match. And last night, https colon // seeking-u.org went live. Took ages to do it, but it went live. Shout out! A shout out. Thomas sent me a message, followed his instructions, boosh, done. Damn. Loads and loads and loads and loads of comments. Many, many, many. However, here's what I've done today. Here's what I've done this morning. I have been in front on the computer on my Universal Credit, give them both of the links, and said about remote workers. So yes, remote workers to come in and earn a wage. Now, Benny is saying, Paul, go on seeking you. Well, look at it this way, right? Today is working behind the scenes, lovable for seeking you, Replit for Geordie Nation. Now, however, we do have a little tiny thing that's called football match. Yeah. So that's going to interrupt a little bit. Hopefully, the hope is that the football match is on TV. The England match is on TV today. The women are playing. And I'm going to be bouncing from lovable, Replit, lovable, Replit all day. The day has only just begun. Now, like I said to 3 people at Upper Parliament Street this morning, a job centre is where you go and you tell them what kind of job you want. Now, we've got 77 people here. Thank you all very much. Thank you. But what I want to say to you is this. Everybody who has said in comments this morning, last night, the other day, what's up online at the moment is going to require work. It is. I'm learning. I'm going through a process called #adult learning because I'm 58 years old. But last night I did Geordie Nation first because of the issue with seeking you. Both are going to be fixed. All of the faults are going to be fixed. And you're on this journey with me. You, yes, you. Now, there's nearly 100 people here and only 3 likes. Something's up there. So let's address this issue. And I'm going to show you something. Oh, yeah. Right, here we go. Here we go. Right, switch screens. So here we have the code, the instructions, the final outcome. Yeah. Now, what I've just shown you is where any alterations need to be made. That means you giving feedback in comments, which I tell them. And then we grow. Now, one of the things is this, yeah, that you know the knowledge I have, right? You know the knowledge I have. You know, the fact that I want to go to the college and learn how to code so I can do things for myself and not use Replit, Bolt, or any of the others, but me personally. So that's where we are right now. And the mission is this. Where's my cup gone? Where's my cup? As I said to them down at the job centre, remote, i.e., you work from home to begin with an office. So you can go into the office, clock in, chat, and we can do a lot of stuff. That's the mission. Oh, that's where my cup is. But yes, that's the mission, which is what I said to them, because that's what a job centre's for. So they know, people down in London also know. And part of the equation is this. Got little bits of the puzzle sorted. Other parts of the puzzle is registering in London. Register it there, and then do the other part, which is FCA. But that's to come. So there's lots of different parts of both Seeking You and Geordie Nation that have to be polished this year, next year, the year after, and keep going. It never ever will stop. And that's the beauty of it. That's the security of it. To make sure I'm compliant across everything I need to be compliant. And by the way, being compliant means paying out money. Yeah. So there is lots of bits we're going to see on the channel. Bits behind the scenes where I'm telling these AI what I want, them implementing it, so we grow. That's the mission. And for the businesses, the tourism, etc., in Newcastle upon Tyne and in Nottingham, to rise up using AI. What? Isaac to Madrid. Fair enough. Isaac to Madrid. Yeah. Code Cowboy, I think he's scared. I think his ego is too high. Sorry to burst your bubble, mate. Really, really sorry to burst your bubble. And if it makes, if you get wet because your bubble's full of liquid. But, yeah. Thomas came on last night, sent me a message and said that I had to re-request. I did that. And I got the green light. One thing I'm going to say to you all is this. What is on the internet is from my mind onto the laptop to you. Now, I'm using instructions I give to them, i.e. lovable.dev, and to Replit. Yeah, I give them the instructions, they do the hard work. But eventually, it'll all fit together. The whole lot. Now, I said to Replit just before there, login, navigation, etc. must be fixed. So do it. Don't talk about it. Do it. So that's what they're doing. They're updating everything, and after the game today, I'll do another video where behind the scenes you get to see what I'm typing and what the response is from them. Because like I said to the job centre today, I have targets to hit. I hit those targets. I want to improve. I used to be a bus driver. Well, bus driving is now in my past. End of. And the hope is 2025, 2026, 2027, we continue to grow. And that means my fellow content creators have a space they can create content, and their mods will earn from when they go live. And there's even more coming. Because if by 10 p.m. tonight this other thing happens, that is going to be a bonus. But you'll have to wait till 10 p.m. for a post. By which time, fingers crossed, fingers crossed, Newcastle United have beaten Arsenal out in Singapore, and Our Ladies Lionesses have won their match. But like I said, there's my fingers and they're crossed to give them good luck. How much percentage would be going to the jobless? Very good question. I haven't got all the answers. I'm just one single person. Look. Yeah, just me. Now, feels like Groundhog Day, says one of the people who absolutely can't stand me. Why he's here, don't know. Now, one thing is this, like I said to the job centre today, remote workers first, remote from home. And as revenue comes in, then it's a case of revenues coming in, rent office space. And then you can see it in the city centre. Because I've said to the job centre, it's in the city centre. That's the plan. Yeah. So with that plan of having somewhere in the city centre, that means those walking by will see Seeking You. Yeah. You'll see it. Hoping for a neon sign outside. Hoping. Right, so we got 85 people here and 5 likes. Hello, Corvo. City centre space equals very expensive. Yeah, it is. But this thing, which is in the background, 10 p.m. tonight. If it does happen 10 p.m. tonight, that it will give funds for the office. Now, it's time things change, move up. Yeah. Now, at the very start of this, yeah, at the very, very start of this, I mentioned two big companies. They're mega giants. Mega. They are giants within social media, but they don't have what I've got. They don't have that. So when I was looking at doing this, it was, I want something different. And I'm going to have something different. So I did. Now, the process now is anything that's broken, fix it. Make it smooth, polish it. Dave Wells is asking, how much did I make from Forever Living products? I had about 20 customers who got different products while I was a driver at Slateyford. Slateyford's a bus station, by the way. Just letting you know. Good bunch of people. What do you have that multi-billion-dollar companies don't? What do I have? Tell me. Please tell me. Does Facebook have its own crypto wallet for its Libra coin that they tried to bring out? No. Does TikTok have its own currency? No. So Instagram does not have its own currency. Threads does not have its own currency. Most other forms of social media don't have its own currency. Yeah? It's just they don't have it because when Facebook tried it many, many years ago, the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States of America and Congress stamped on Mark Zuckerberg. They pulled him before the courts and they ripped him a new backside. In truth, in honesty, Mark Zuckerberg should have been a fair fight between Mark Zuckerberg, the Jeff Bezos, or Bezos, whichever way you want to say it, and Elon Musk. It didn't happen because he got stamped on. The idea is not original. Oh, fair enough. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. You see, it's for the United Kingdom. It's my way of saying that we're going to do this for the United Kingdom. Similar with the other projects. The United Boat Builders Cup, a game, yeah? The game pulls into every port around the United Kingdom. Same thing. And, Streets of Home, where you're going to be racing through a street, and that street might be right next to you. I hope they're going to win today. I hope they are. I want to see us win today. Ah. Well, you know what? You can do this, that, and the other. You can poke these different things in my direction as much as you like. Really, you can. But it's happened. There's a new competitor. And that's it. And like I said to them, remote workers, then we go into an office and we carry forward from them. Here we're going again. Benny, AI won't do this, AI won't do that, AI won't do the other. You're paying for a service. When you pay for a service and you don't get the service, why? Why? Now, you can either believe, or if you keep on doing as you're doing, that tells me you don't. Because AI is limited. AI is limited. That is almost the stupidest thing I've heard on a Sunday. How much money, I'm going to do a little survey today, how much money is being ploughed into AI? Into open AI with Sam Altman, with XAI, with Elon, and all of the others. I'll ask Gemini, because if there's billions and billions being pumped into it, they're expecting a return, and a big return. If you're pumping $1 billion into something, you want a huge return. Yeah, of course it doesn't. Aye, yeah. Many, many years ago, I came across a term using computer cycles. Didn't understand what the heck a computer cycle was, but it's when you are not actually doing anything with a computer. The cycle still keeps clicking and clicking and clicking and clicking. Yeah. Now, you could do a program years and years ago where you could use folding. And that was using computers. That was using part of your processing power to fold proteins. So when people turn around and say that AI isn't the be all and end all, why are people chucking a lot of money in that direction? Why are they doing that? Because that's what you've got to look at. why are people chucking mega money? Because they can see something. You can't. You can't see what they can see because you don't want to see it. You know, when ages and ages ago, when I left Twitter, yeah, I left Twitter behind because many people have said this. Matty Renton, Chris from Evermore, NUFC said the same thing. Baz has said the same thing. It is on that platform a cesspool. Now, yesterday, I was messaging, I was in a box on a platform, and the person next to me was only Elon Musk talking to a group of people about investment, about where he wants AI to go. You're talking the richest person walking planet Earth. And the fact that he's changing things, you're going to tell him, are you going to tell him that it's a pipe dream? Really? Because you've got to look at the bigger picture, not the tiny little stamp. Look at the bigger picture. And those who don't look at the bigger picture, well, that just tells me you don't want to learn. I do. Which is why I have adult learning in my videos. I have adult learning because it may be, like I was speaking to my neighbour last night, 67 is the time where you can retire, and they're thinking of moving it to 71. Whether that'll happen, don't know. Hold on. What we got? Bert is saying, Paul, people plough money into everything. People plough money into what they think will make money. Not everything. You see, there are a lot of different companies on Facebook. I see their adverts all the time. One of them, Code Institute, had advert the other day saying 3 things: HTML5, I think it was CSS, and then it was JS, 5-day challenge. And I was thinking to myself, 5-day challenge. I would be learning CSS and I would be learning JS, but do I want to do 5-day challenge to stop at 5 days? And I was thinking to myself, I was weighing it up. While I was weighing it up, Thomas's message came through, and I followed his instructions. Now, Thomas said in his message straight afterwards, just to let everybody know, I told him because he didn't know. I'm learning. It's a new career path. When I walked into Slateyford bus depot years and years ago, they didn't turn around and say, right, there's the keys, go and take that such and such. No, you had to learn. And the whole point of this adult learning is I'm 58. By the time I'm 60, the hope is got over 100,000 on each or more, and somebody's running Newcastle. I'm down here. That's the hope. Which is what I said to Job Centre today. That's the hope. Right. What time is it? Right. So, to all of you wonderful people who came in this morning, over 104 of you have came in this morning. Mega thanks. There's always going to be doubters. Always going to be doubters, man. You know? You can't do this, you can't do that, you can't do the other. Why? Because I tell you can't. Well, guess what? I don't work by those rules. No, sorry. I do not work by those rules. You tell me I can't do something, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to say it to you. There it is. And, you know, people were a little bit concerned. What could have happened was this. Not May, in March and April, when I had my birthday in April, yeah, if those people had have said to me, we want to help, and they had have helped, then we might be approaching the first 100k in new sign-ups. But that didn't happen. See, my point was, back in those live videos, I'm asking for help. Yeah. Person falls over in the street, and what's your response? Look at them and walk on, or look at them and say, I'm going to go and help that person. Because that is the point. That is the sole point. You got access and nothing happened. Disappointing, I have to say. Disappointing, yes. But last night I got two green lights. Hopefully tonight I get a third green light. If I get the third green light, I'm as happy as I can be. And to all of those who were asking yesterday, I'm going to do a design on Placeit, and that design is going to be put to one of the UK places for t-shirts, hoodies, caps, hats, all that. So it's from the United Kingdom. Possibly going to be swag box, if I'm honest, because I've spoke to them. Now, wishing you all a fabulous day. Fingers crossed we can do this live, which is coming up. Fingers crossed. It depends if I can do both. Then I've got Replit open. I also have Lovable open on the computer, so I can go behind the scenes, which is where all of the things happen, and say to them, this doesn't work, that doesn't work, this doesn't work, fix this, fix that. And we move forward. We have to move forward. The hope is that between now and the 16th of next month, 3,000 subscribers right here, new channel comes out with content from Newcastle upon Tyne. So all this is to come, as well as another 2 channels. So you heard it here first. I am not stopping at all. Thanks for watching. On your way out, please do that, subscribe, and let's grow.